Hey, what's going on, you guys? In this podcast, it's gonna be a really quick podcast. It's gonna be about why did I quit smoking blunts or tobacco in general. Now, I remember, smoke. I used to smoke cigarettes before, I got into weed seriously. For only a short period of time. It was at the very least a good couple of weeks. Like it was back in 2017. On winter break of 2017. I would say on February. Back in high school. You know, um. I was nowhere close to 21, so I would always ask one of my siblings or one of my like very very older friends to kind of buy me some tobacco or whatever I can get, But I mean nowadays I know a couple of places that doesn't ID, but even though I quit smoking blunts, but if I need like a lighter or if I need like papers, I definitely just go to those same stores because when you're underage, it kind of sucks. Just sometimes the places that don't ID, it might be a little bit of a further walk, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, the main reason why I quit smoking blunts is the obvious reasons. It's the health risk. It gives you hundreds and hundreds of cancers and different types of diseases. Like you can look it up. I'm pretty sure it's over like a few thousands of diseases that you can get. But whatchamacallit, other than the obvious health reasons, another reason why I quit smoking blunts, I kind of ran out of joy of smoking them in general, whatchamacallit, the time that I've noticed that I stopped enjoying them is when, me and my friend would smoke a blunt and then my stomach would hurt. And I'm like, why my stomach is hurting, Like, it's mostly the nicotine, so I'm not really a nicotine person. I know there's a lot of nicotine fiends in the comments that's going to be like, man, you're such a pussy. Hey, I don't know. Maybe I am when it comes to something unhealthy. But, hey, whatchamacallit, I kind of ran out of joy, because, like, it would either make me feel it would either make me feel sick, or even if it doesn't make me sick, it would makes me feel more sober. Like it's kind of weird. Like, like I would smoke like a whole bong rip full of weed. You know what I mean? And have a nice little head high. Then by the time like I light like a cigarette or a tobacco blunt, with weed inside of it, it takes away the high. To me, I don't know. For some people, it's different. Some people are like, oh, it gets me way, way higher. Sometimes my favorite way to get high is tobacco. Hey, that's you, man. Everybody's different. My tolerance is like all the way up there to the point where like, a blunt wrap is not really like a fun time for me as it used to be, Like I'd rather just smoke a joint than to smoke a blunt because, joint is not, it's a little bit healthier than a blunt, nothing is 100% guaranteed as a healthy way to smoke other than air, but, whatchamacallit, yeah, like, it's just not, I ran out of joy, and another reason why I quit smoking blunts, you know, it fucks up my endurance from my exercise. You know what I mean? Like, I realize, sometimes when I go out for a run, and in the beginning of quarantine, I would say like last year, way in the beginning of quarantine, when like I would hit a blunt here and there. Every time I run, I realized my chest would hurt a lot. You know what I mean? Like, even if I breathe like a whole lot, it would hurt a whole lot to run. So I'm like, well, it's kind of no point on smoking blunts now if it's gonna be really risky in my health, and if I run out of joy of smoking it in general, and if it just makes me more sober, and because it's like a waste of weed at that point, at least to me, some people actually have better experiences, it gets them way higher than anything else, because it's the nicotine, man, because like. But even if it does get me that baked, like the nicotine kind of makes it feel very shorter than a joint, like I don't know how it is with everybody else, but for me, even if I do get high from smoking a blunt wrap in general, like it'll last for like a good 20 minutes, but if I, took bong rips, or if I took like, if I smoke a fat ass joint, then it tends to last a lot longer, It might not last like 5 hours like it was in the beginning days, but it at least lasts more longer than a blunt high, at least to me, And another reason why I realized it stained my teeth a little bit, so I'm like, yeah, I gotta stop smoking blunts. You know what I mean? It's not a whole lot, but like, Like I do brush my teeth every day. I still do, to this day. It's just like whenever I found out, when I looked in the mirror, on the days that I do smoke blunts, I realized my teeth would be yellow, and I'm like, damn, bro, shit. Even though I would brush my teeth, but it would still be yellow at times. But that's another reason why I quit smoking blunts, because it would like stain my teeth really badly. And what else? I don't want to leave anything out in this podcast. I mean, it used to be fun in the beginning, like in my beginning smoking days. Like the first time I smoked was a joint, and then like you would like buy like tobacco wraps, because the store I would go to, they don't ID, so. But I forgot to mention. I heard nowadays they raised up the prices on the blunt wraps. Like, that's bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, now it's 2 for $1.50 or 2 for $2 instead of like 2 for $99 or 4 for $99. You know what I mean? Like, everybody has $1. You know what I mean? Like, that shit was like very, very, very convenient. You know what I mean? But it's kind of bull crap. That's another reason why I quit smoking blunts, because it's the most expensive way to smoke. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that one whole wrap is $1 plus the $30, or however much you roll in that blunt, like a 1.5 or a gram or even a 0.5. Even if, like, I don't get why people roll that. Like a half a gram, that's a struggle blunt. I know, we're all broke and shit, but, if I only had a half a gram, I would just hit it in a bowl, then like to wrap it up and have that blunt run out. And because you're not really getting 100% of the smoke anyways, it's roasting while you're hitting it and while you're smoking, it's just no point on smoking those no more. But yeah, would I ever smoke a blunt? Maybe I'll tap it once in a blue moon in a party, or if I'm in a social scenario, but I'll never ever face a blunt, because it's always like, it's very bad for you, and it's bad for your health, and it always makes me feel more sober. So I'm like, well, it's just no point on smoking these shits no more. So yeah, I hope you guys find this podcast a little bit informational, and I hope it kind of encouraged you to stop smoking tobacco in general. I mean, I'm not trying to force you to do it. I'm just trying to show you guys the wave and, and talk to you guys about it. But, I'll talk to you guys within the next podcast. Peace out.